Proverbs 12:1 through 13:25. Devotional focus verse. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Proverbs 12:28. I work for a school bus company, and one of my roles is to teach new employees how to drive buses. Usually, people who have never driven a 40-foot vehicle are primarily concerned about backing up the bus or learning how to make right and left turns without jumping the curb or sideswiping other vehicles. Those of us who have been doing this for a few years know that after mastering some simple techniques, the new drivers will be able to traverse narrow, winding roads or congested city traffic with no problem. Our highest priority is not in teaching technique, but in developing a profound commitment to safety. We know it is critical for bus drivers not only to be competent, but also cautious. My goal is to instill in each of our new employees a passion for safety. If drivers really understand its importance, procedural guidelines will be followed even when no one is watching. They will be consistently alert when behind the wheel, will drive defensively, and will pay close attention to road and environmental conditions. They will not take what may seem like minor risks or skip routine safety procedures that they know should be performed, because they will be fully aware that such violations could threaten their livelihoods or even their lives. In much the same way, I think the author of today's chapters had a fervent desire to instill in his hearers a passion for righteousness. He knew that if they understood its vital importance, they would comply with the wise instructions for godly living that he was presenting. They would love instruction and take care to avoid the counsels of the wicked. They would turn away from those with a perverse heart and other vain persons, and take care not to fall into the net of evil men. Proverbs 12:1, 5, 8, 11, and 12. They would heed the warning that the soul of the transgressors shall eat violence, and find assurance in the fact that righteousness keepeth him that is upright in the way. Proverbs 13:2 and 6. The admonition we read in these chapters is as profitable to people in our day as it was for those in Solomon's time. To please God, it is still necessary to live righteously. Rather than thinking of this as a forced obligation, it should be our heart's desire, our passion. We should want to live righteously because we understand, as our focus verse states, that in the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Proverbs 12:28. The path we choose has ultimate and eternal consequences. Let us choose to follow the way of righteousness. Background information. Today's text contains 53 verses. In at least 18 of these, the results of righteousness, or closely related words like righteous, good, just, or truth, are distinctly contrasted with wickedness, or wicked, deceitful, lying, and sinners. In none is a third alternative offered. There is no category between righteousness and wickedness. The results of positive and the negative choices made are clearly defined and set in sharp contrast to each other. In verse 3 of chapter 12, the word established refers to achieving success. Although people may rise to the top of their fields by unethical means, their achievements will be fleeting. The righteous person, on the other hand, is secure and content both in this life as well as in the life to come. The obscure phrase in verse 12, "The wicked desireth the net of evil men," likely means that the wicked want the easy way of acquiring wealth by taking away what others have achieved through hard work. However, the results of a righteous man's efforts will be permanent. The following two verses reinforce the fact that a person's words and deeds will have recompense. The statement in verse 21, "There shall no evil happen to the just," becomes more understandable when it is considered from an eternal perspective. While troubling events do occur to the righteous as well as the wicked, The one whose trust is in God understands that there is ultimate good in all circumstances because that is God's promise to his followers. That good may not be discernible in this life, but it will be clear in eternity. The wicked, those who do not have God's wisdom, are unable to grasp this perspective. The meaning of verse 24 is that diligence will be rewarded, while laziness is costly. The assertion that the slothful shall be under tribute means that the lazy man will find himself put to forced labor. In chapter 13, verse 4, is an example of the theme of wisdom and work which appears frequently in the book of Proverbs. The statement that the soul of the diligent shall be made fat means that the diligent will prosper. Verse 7 presents a paradox by stating that a rich man might have nothing and a poor man might have great riches. The author was pointing out that the individual who is rich in this world's goods but leaves God out of his life is poor in the things that really matter. While poverty does not guarantee happiness, the one who trusts God will live a rich and rewarding life even if lacking in this world's goods. Commentators offer a variety of opinions regarding the meaning of verse 8. This passage seems to be saying that while riches can provide a measure of protection from danger, the poor do not feel threatened due to the fact that poverty gives them relative insignificance. Verses 13 and 14 provide another warning regarding the importance of obeying the Word of God. References to word, commandment, and law throughout the book point to the fact that revealed truth and understanding of God's ways as given to man is presupposed in Proverbs. Conclusion. If we truly grasp the importance of righteousness, we will make every effort to align our lives with wise instruction for godly living. We understand that failure to do so will have eternal consequences.
Chapter 12. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. He that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honoureth himself and lacketh bread. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. The wicked desireth the net of evil men, but the root of the righteous yieldeth fruit. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hand shall be rendered unto him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covereth shame. He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of them that imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. There shall no evil happen to the just, but the wicked shall be filled with mischief. Lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. Heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. The slothful man roasteth not that which he took in hunting, but the substance of a diligent man is precious. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Chapter 13. A wise son heareth his father's instruction, but a scorner heareth not rebuke. A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressor shall eat violence. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of the sluggard desireth, and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. A righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome, and cometh to shame. Righteousness keepeth him that is upright in the way, but wickedness overthroweth the sinner. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. The ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor heareth not rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding giveth favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. The desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is abomination to fools to depart from evil. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Evil pursueth sinners, but to the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Much food is in the tillage of the poor, but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. The righteous eateth to the satisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want.